Welcome back, everybody. This Week in America, website thisweekinamerica.us. Thank you for joining us on the program. As mentioned, our guest, Cynthia Clark, she's a professional hand analyst, as well as a life purpose consultant, healer, author, and teacher, talking about hands and how important they are and what you can learn from the study of hands on today's program. Cynthia, welcome to the show. It's a great topic. Looking forward to our conversation. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much for joining me.
This actually started, in a library visit in like 2008? Is that where this all began, where this interest sort of began percolating for you?
Yes, I would say that the topic chose me. I was at the library one day and I just happened to walk by a palmistry book, basically called to me, and it was, I had a déjà vu experience that I had already read the material and studied the book before. So that's how I got started in reading hands.
Well, it's interesting because at this point you've got a BS degree in business management. You're owning your own business by the time you were 24 years old. And then this comes along and it really grabs your attention. Talk about the impact that had on you. And Richard Unger, who has been a very important part of your life, and you read a lot of his books and learned a lot from him.
Yes, definitely the pathway of the soul and the journey that we're all on. You just never know what kind of twists and turns it's going to take. And I discovered my teacher, Richard Unger, after I started reading books on hands. And he definitely was a big influence in my decision to pursue this work and help people on a bigger level. It was definitely a profound experience for me.
And this is all based, as I understand, on a science that's really been around almost forever.
It's been around for over 5,000 years. Definitely, it has stood the test of time, and it is a very valid science. And the interesting thing is most people don't know a whole lot about it. So it's time to get the word out again about it to help people.
Yeah, as I'm reading the information, it's like, I don't remember ever reading this before. Palm reading, we've heard about that, and that's something you do, and we'll talk about your services. And by the way, Cynthia's website is very simple, worldofhands.com, and you can go to our website, thisweekinamerica.us, and link on directly to get the information. And I'm reading, and it's what our hands are basically a roadmap. They really are telling us things. We just have to be intuitive enough to understand.
Yes, I like to think of the hands as a language, and it's like learning a foreign language. So just like learning French or Spanish, you can learn to read hands in the same way. And the more you study it, the more they speak back to you and they tell a story. They reflect all different aspects of your life. And you can think of it as your mirror. So mirroring who you are, how you think, how you feel, how you relate to others, your purpose, your talents, your health. Literally everything about you is there.
Cynthia Clark is our guest on This Week in America. Her website is worldofhands.com. You can link on directly to our website, like I say, and take you there, or go directly to Cynthia's website, worldofhands.com. At the website, you've got a list of things you should know about hands and how important they are in determining basically who we are. And let's start with the first one there, which is which hand? How do you go about? Well, I'll ask you that question. Is there a particular hand, or do you need both to do an accurate reading?
Well, if I only have one hand to look at, I will definitely look at that. But ideally, in a reading, I will look at both hands because both hands tell a slightly different story. So the hand that you write with is called your active hand. It represents your outer self, it's your public self, it's your conscious self. And your passive hand is your non-dominant hand, represents your inner world, your subconscious, your potentials. And both hands actually do change over time.
So because of that, do you need to do readings on an ongoing basis? because of the change?
I would recommend it, absolutely. It's good to know not only where you're at right now and where you're going, but it's good to reflect on the changes over time to see how have you handled your stress, how have you handled certain decisions you've made in your life. It's a great way to track your progress as you go through life.
How about looking to the future? Is it used for that purpose as well?
Yes, it is used for that purpose. It is true that past, present, and future is actually in both hands all the time, but the future is not set. So I like to give the example that, we all have free will to make choices in our lives that will affect our future. So, for example, if I see a challenge in the hand, it doesn't mean that you're going to experience that challenge or necessarily experience it in a negative way. It's more like it's giving you a warning, or it's giving you a, hey, heads up, you need to look at this, you need to work on this. And as you progress with your free will, you have the ability to change your future and mold your future in a way that is positive for you. And I can help you see those opportunities. And I really like to look at those future potentials as possibilities for you.
Why would I want my hands analyzed? What can I learn?
You can learn everything about you. Your life purpose is actually in your hands. I would say that's probably one of the most important things you can learn from your hands. And that's actually located in your fingerprints. So there are parts of your hand that are changeable and parts of your hand that are unchangeable. And the fingerprints are the unchangeable part that form actually 5 months before you're born. They're fully formed at that point and they don't ever change. So that represents your soul imprint and what you signed up to experience in this lifetime. It is really important to know, how are you going to be fulfilled? What brings you joy? What are your opportunities for growth? This is all located in your fingerprints. You can also learn about how you think, how you feel, your relationship system. Who are you compatible with? Why do you do the things you do?
Yes.
It's all of these things. It's a beautiful tool to discover who you really are. And to do that is to be yourself and to be the best you possible is really what is possible to discover in your hands.
Why is it best to look to a professional for to get your hands analyzed?
Well, there is information out there that is inaccurate. I'll just put it that way.
I can imagine that. In the age of the internet, I'm sure that's the case.
And it's unfortunate because I've heard some horror stories of people coming up to me and saying, somebody told them or they read somewhere that they were, some doom and gloom story of death, early death or, a big illness or something horrible.
Yes.
that basically traumatized them for, forever. And I just want to say that because your hands can change, that is, length of life is actually not in your hands. And you would want to go to a professional for, think of it like, taking your car in for service. Maybe you know how to service your own car. Maybe you're a mechanic or something, but most people aren't.
Yes.
So it makes sense to go to a professional who actually has studied, and I've put in thousands of hours of study to assist you. And that's really, it's like trying to fix your car on your own. You don't want to do that.
Well, Cynthia Clark is our guest on the program. We're talking about hand analysis, and her website is worldofhands.com. Mentioned something interesting. I mentioned your background with the business management degree, had your own business, and really feel passionate about what you're doing. How much training, and I think you answered that in terms of hours, goes into to get you to the point where you feel comfortable taking this out and working with other people? I imagine it's not something, obviously, that happened overnight. You really needed to feel comfortable and do that literally hundreds of thousands of hours of training.
Yes, I basically dived in and spent about 9 months studying and practicing on friends and family and acquaintances, and also, just really diving into everything I could possibly learn. I was a sponge for information. That it was, for me, it was a lot of people would say an obsession, but I prefer to say passion.
Yes.
It was my passion. So yes, it definitely takes practice. It takes time. It's an evolution like anything else. You don't start brain surgery, without some training. It's the same kind of a thing. And I take my responsibilities as a reader very seriously. And I always go in with the hope and intention of assisting that person because they are opening themselves up to being vulnerable. People don't know what I'm going to tell them, and I understand that. But it also is opening up to the possibility of a better future, and that I take that responsibility very seriously, and I always go in with the intention of helping you in the best way possible.
Before you got to that point, when you were studying and working with Richard Unger that we mentioned in the books and all the working that he has done, was there a point when you thought, wow, this has really been beneficial in my life? This information that I now have really has made a difference in my life. I've been able to shift something. I've been able to alter the direction my life was going. It really has been meaningful for me. Was there a point or several points where it really impacted you in the beginning?
Absolutely. Once I discovered my own life purpose and everything that was showing up in my own hands, it was so validating for me. And it basically made me feel like I wasn't such a freak. It's like, oh, okay, I'm not crazy. And that can be challenging for a lot of people, especially when they go through transition periods. They think, oh my gosh, what am I doing? Why am I feeling this way? What is going on in my life that everything is falling apart? And it's actually perfect. And looking back on it, I am grateful for all of the information that came to me as it came to me, because my life is completely different now, but I feel like it is absolutely on target for what I am supposed to be doing. And being able to wake up every day and know that is so comforting and so empowering. And that's what I want for everyone. I want them to be empowered and to feel like they're on their right journey and they're doing, it's beyond their personality. It's beyond that. It's so much more. There's so much more for everybody out there if they just grab it and claim it.
What's it like when you can actually help someone facilitate that? I'm looking at some of the comments from people, and you've been doing this for a number of years with a number of very successful clients, and they're like, wow, I made this change and it really had an impact, a positive impact on my life. What is that like when you hear someone saying, because of what you were able to do with the analysis, I have a better life today?
Well, it definitely keeps me motivated.
Yes, I can imagine that.
It keeps me going, and I love to celebrate all the successes out there from all my clients. And I feel like I am inside their inner circle and I'm in their world, and I can get there so quickly through the hands. And I am on your team. I'm your biggest fan, and I'm on your team, and I just find so much satisfaction in your success.
We're talking with Cynthia Clark. A couple minutes left in the program. The website is worldofhands.com. At the website, you'll get information on readings, on classes, a free assessment, a lot of great information available at at the website. Is this evolving? Do you find new things as you continue to do your work and research? For you, is this an evolving profession?
Yes, actually, it is. There are different studies that come out on the hands, and periodically I will get wind of them. And it's always so interesting to me. And I'm so grateful that there are people out there that do research and studies. And it's really an amazing science. And I'm just so grateful to be a part of it.
Is one of the keys, and I think we touched on this, helping people make better decisions. Armed with this knowledge that you're able to give them through the hand analysis, people are able to make better decisions. Is that one of the keys? If someone says, why should I do that?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. The hands are, again, you can think of it like your roadmap, like your GPS. Do you go on a trip and not know where you're going? It's as simple as that. It's like, no, you plan your trip. You get a map, you get your GPS out, you know where you're going ahead of time. And the hands are just like that. They can be that tool for you to guide you in your life so you can make better decisions and be happier and more fulfilled more quickly. I mean, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, as you look back, I mentioned the business background. When you're working with someone, you sort of bring a lot to the table. You bring that business background, you bring a passion for what you're doing. You're bringing healing and energy and intuitive skills, all of that. Is that what has made you very successful in dealing with the clients? The fact that you're able to really offer them so much. You can give them information and then take them by the hand, literally, and guide them.
Absolutely. I have developed all sorts of skills over the years, and I feel like it's my combination of skills that can help you to really get where you're going in your life and help you transform to that level that you're looking for. And I use different tools for different people at different times. For me, the hands are step one. Let's discover who you are and what that's all about. But you can think of me as a life coach, and I'm more than happy to, assist you on a deeper level if that's what you're looking for.
Well, your hands are the roadmap to your soul, your personality, your preferences. You can find out all the information at worldofhands.com. Cynthia Clark has been with us on the program, a professional hand analysis, does professional hand analysis. She is a life purpose consultant, a healer, author, a teacher as well. Information, again, available at worldofhands.com. Fascinating discussion. Cynthia, thank you for joining us on the program. Look forward to doing it again. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Once again, the website is worldofhands.com. You're listening to This Week in America, our website, thisweekinamerica.us.